Pop Culture Pastor.
All right, Cody, we're back from the lighthouse. We took a jaunt into the real world, and now we're back in Fromville.
From city.
From Hamlet, out in the woods. Yeah, they took a break for Memorial Day. What was up with that?
I did find that odd.
Yeah, for a streaming era show. Yeah, like they used to do that thing back in the network days.
Maybe they were being respectful of the holiday.
Oh, yeah, maybe. I doubt it, but
The capitalist in me says no, but I don't know.
For whatever it's worth, they took a break last week, so no watch along, no episode of From, but we're back. We're back in a big way. We got an episode of From to talk about. Season 4, episode 6, The Heart is a Lonely Hunter, which I was confused by that name. I was like, are we going to get a song of the episode by the band Heart?
I was hoping. Fingers were crossed.
Owners of a Lonely Heart? Were we going to go 80s? No, we were not. In fact, I still have no idea what the title of this episode means.
The thing that still baffles me, and it'll be related to the music, the artist that sings the theme song, that's the Pixies.
Oh, is it? That kind of sounds like him.
But like when you listen to Where's My Mind and Que Sera, that doesn't make any sense to me.
Yeah.
It doesn't track in my head.
We all evolve.
We do. And
Cody,
I mean,
as artists.
That's probably 30 years of voice change that can happen.
Mm-hmm. Well, there's nothing left to do but talk about the episode, but we do a couple things right off the top. By the way, this is Pop Culture Pastor Watch-Alongs, if I haven't said so already. My name's Dave. Cody is here.
I am present.
And it is time for What the From?
What the From?
Cody, what the From?
There is no health regulations here. Sophia, she's a loose cannon. Also, my friend Henry needs to just lose sight of the bottle. Here he is trying to drown his sorrows again. And he's keeping interesting company. And he's complaining about like coming to this place and learning what happened to his wife while talking to the person that did the thing to his wife. And then she's like, oh, I'm going to cut myself and then mix it in your drink.
Yeah.
Ew.
The sweetest old guy there. And he's getting positioned to be used by the person in yellow. I don't like it.
And that's gross. Like,
yes.
Keep your blood away from my beverages, lady.
We're like all this supernatural stuff going on. And Cody's like, and you know, that's not sanitary.
Not at all.
It's against code.
Like, I don't know if that's how bloodborne pathogens spread, but we're not going to test it out.
Like, Henry got Ebola. All right, it's time for Loose Threads. 3 questions we're tracking heading into this episode, Cody. Question 1, are Jade and Tabitha's memories trustworthy? Tabitha killed a doll because of an ancestral memory. Jade walked through the tunnels of Fromville in a mushroom-clouded vision and came back with a real mission. Both of them are operating on information they didn't get from this life. They got it from a previous one. So the town is suddenly running on memories that none of these people have any way to verify. And so the question is hanging over all of this is the show telling us that reincarnation is real and these memories are gospel? Or is this town capable of feeding people fake memories to send them in the wrong direction? That's what we don't have an answer to yet. Question 2 of Loose Threads. What is the man in yellow's game? We've asked this pretty much every week this season. We're going to keep asking it every week until the show tells us. He killed Jim. He's living with Sarah. He's running psychological operations on vulnerable people in town. He recognized Julie as an intruder, which meant he didn't know everything, I think, was what we kind of concluded. He gasped at a ballerina figure.
Eek.
Maybe implying some personal history with the place. He eats people.
It happens.
He has a wardrobe. What does this guy actually want? We don't know. Question 3. Is Jim dead? Is he alive? Is there something else? How many of them are there?
He's alive in my heart.
We watched the man in yellow rip Jim's throat out. The town buried him. Ethan saw him at the RV. Tabitha touched a body at the church that didn't quite look exactly like him. Cody, the show is not filling in these blanks anytime soon. Is there multiple Jims? Is there variant Jims? Is Jim a Kang?
Is Jim even Jim? I don't know.
Who is Jim? This is like going to turn into a TikTok. Who is Jim?
What is Jim?
Why is Jim? 3 threads, none of them clipped. It's time to recap the episode. We start off with a cold open. We jump right into a Jade Boyd argument.
As happens on this show.
Jade has fully come down from his mushroom trip and is now operating with like absolute conviction. He tells Boyd they need to go into the tunnels under Fromville. The Onkui kids' bones are down there, Cody. And Boyd asks what feels like the most reasonable question for us. He says, how does finding these bones help us go home?
That's a good question.
I was like, yep, that's a fair question, Jade. Jade says he doesn't fully know that yet. There are countless examples throughout history of cultures of religions that hold the remains, he says.
He's right.
The remains of the deceased in great reverence. Why do you think the Egyptians mummified their rulers? This place, this nightmare that we are stuck in, was built on a sacrifice. What if the bones are what anchor the spirits of those children here? Have you ever wondered why those creatures don't come out of the tunnel during the day? What if they're down there protecting the very thing that makes this place possible? Seems like a stretch, but Cody, I'm going to let Jade cook.
So as he started that, I'm like, just ask the Israelites. They were carrying around Joseph's bones forever.
Yeah, he makes some solid points. I think they both make good points because that question that Boyd asked him is like, how does this help?
Yeah, like I don't know why the bones are important, but if Jade thinks that is a logical thing, you guys aren't doing anything else.
So since the beginning of this show, Cody, from the moment we knew that this was a show that had some people involved in the making of the show lost.
Yes.
I've been waiting for this storyline. The faith versus science storyline. The faith versus practical storyline that was a big part of Lost with Locke and the doctor guy, Jack.
I was going to say, I have not watched Lost.
But this seems to be it. Now we've got those two sides where you have Jade who's like operate on faith.
Which is weird because he was definitely a science guy at the very beginning.
Right. But now he's operating on faith and he wants Boyd to come with him. And Boyd's very practical, which he's going to bring up the comedy of that later in the episode.
Yep.
Yeah. So Boyd says, which brings me back to where you get everyone killed. Not if we do it right, Jade says. How do we do it right? Boyd comes back. I thought you were going to figure that out, Jade says.
Yeah.
Jade and Boyd are the dynamic duo I didn't know I needed.
I am glad that they're communicating.
Yes.
For the first several seasons, we did not do this.
Oh, there's a lot of communicating in this episode all of a sudden. And then there's a random thing that keeps happening. And I'm going to point that out when we get there. But Jade realizes that he can prove it to Boyd if there is an actual door in the basement of Colony House to these tunnels, because he's never been down there.
I had not been to the basement in Colony House.
So they head there. Jade and Boyd head to the basement. They find Acosta just hanging out down there.
Still sorting.
She's in her new job, her new position of taking inventory of all the assorted junk of Fromvillians past. Yeah, she's on screen just long enough to slander viewfinders.
And 80s kids that loved them.
Boyd comes to the defense of Gen Xers everywhere. Said, we didn't have phones. Amen, brother. Amen. Jade finds where the door was, but after clearing all the mismatched luggage away, he finds wall. Just a big stone wall. And he's starts to panic a little bit. It's supposed to be here. And then we get the opening credits.
And the Pixies.
And the Pixies. Boyd and Jade after the credits in the kitchen of Colony House. And again, we open to this interesting thing because Jade's freaking out a little bit. And we get a close-up of him guzzling an entire glass of water. Which brings me to something, Cody.
Uh-oh.
Fromspiracy!
I wasn't ready for this Fromspiracy.
Yeah, you're going to be ready. Because listen to me now. Because we brought this up before. But we haven't had a full-on Fromspiracy about it. I think we need to all watch this show on a rewatch because we need to pay attention to something that this show seems to show a lot.
drinking water.
These people are constantly drinking water, and the show is showing it to us. Tap water, diner water, pitcher water, kitchen sink water. This show goes out of its way to show us townsfolk casually filling glasses and chugging them down like they're hydrating between sets at the gym.
And even tainting water. Looking at you, Sarah.
Yeah. Where is this water coming from? Nobody asks. Is there a municipal supply? Is there a well that no one has mentioned? The electricity is wonky, the trees move, the dolls in the lake come alive and rip a man's jaw off, but the tap, oh, I'm sure the tap's fine. Drink up, fam.
Yeah.
What could possibly go wrong? Nobody thinks, oh, this water might be a delivery system?
Nope.
Whatever Fromville is doing to people's heads, Cody, the visions, the memories, the seizures, what if it's all coming through the plumbing? Cody, we already think this town runs on belief and fear. What if it also runs on something they're drinking multiple times a day without even thinking about it? The one thing they need to live. And yeah, that's right. I'm taking us all the way back to Fromspiracy's past, Cody. Is this all a government conspiracy and these people are unwitting test subjects?
I haven't ruled it out.
The water thing throws me.
Yeah.
Because they make an intent of showing it to us. Why would they do that? You know, it's like if 24 showed us Jack Bauer going to the bathroom. Like, what is going to the bathroom? Like, we know he's doing it. He has to do it because he's alive. But if they start showing it to us, it's like, okay, what's the point of this?
Just so you know, he goes to the restroom a lot.
Maybe.
Old man bladder.
Seems weird. Seems weird. All right. Jade and Boyd rekindle their argument. Like the whole first part of this episode is just Jade and Boyd going at it. Jade tells Boyd that his refusal to act is the reason people are dying. He goes all in.
I thought that was a bit saucy.
Boyd, who's done nothing for 3 seasons but try to keep people alive, as you might imagine, does not take this gently. He lights into Jade, right? Goes over, grabs him by the scruff, lifts him up against the wall, and Jade doesn't flinch. He keeps calm. He says, how long do you think you can hold this all together with grit and good intentions? At some point, something's going to give, something's going to change, and you're going to lose this whole town.
That's a valid point.
I thought it was very interesting he uses the phrase good intentions, because there is a very popular saying in American vernacular that the road to hell is paved with good intentions.
It is.
And we often talk about, is this hell? Is the man in yellow the devil? We don't know.
Is Acosta the worst?
We do know. She's not. She's just under a lot of stress. She's not even a problem anymore. They got her down, doing inventory.
She's just looking at the viewfinder.
He tells Boyd to give the vision serious thought because it's the closest thing to a solution they've had. He said, this is our shot. He makes a good point. He says, what did you even allow me to do this for if we weren't going to take it seriously?
Just wanted to see how you responded. Maybe try it later.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. Kenny catches the tail end of this fight, by the way. He kind of comes up, and Kenny pulls Boyd outside. And Kenny asks if he thinks Jade is right. Now, Boyd's frustrated, right? He's in the place in the middle of this where he's trying to be practical, but then he's also been, directly involved in all these supernatural things.
Had worms in his skin.
Yeah, he's like, if you would have asked me, well, before any of this... Which brings us to why exactly Boyd is struggling so hard with this. Jade was right. Why let him do it all if you were going to scoff at the information? Is Boyd battling his own pride here? The pride that he had of keeping people's alive, like he's keeping score. Kenny literally brings it up in the scene. It's like, hey, you remember the good old days when we posted the sign, days without incident and disembowelment or whatever it was?
Yeah. As I was watching this, I was thinking that Boyd is more fearful that, anytime we do something, it pushes back. And that they have suffered a lot of L's. Your friend Acosta has brought it up and has shook Boyd with her sass and rudeness.
If this is an episode where, starting with, maybe what happens with Donna later in the episode, with Boyd involved, it might bring back a full-fledged Fromspiracy of, if Boyd realizes his pride was what was getting in the way and he removes that and good things start happening because he's just doing things directly from caring for other people, like what happens at the end that we're going to get to.
Fishes and loaves.
Maybe
Loaves and fishes.
maybe it's not hell, or man in yellow is the devil, but is there maybe something going on with the sin of pride or sin in general of like when these people totally give themselves over to just caring about each other, that good things start happening? I don't know.
Only time will tell.
Kenny then shows him Victor's drawing and alerts him to what the man in yellow did all those years ago. And just then, as he's showing him this, colony house starts buzzing because Victor is on the roof.
Victor, how are you getting out there, buddy?
Boyd and Kenny go talk him down, and Victor recounts a story of a man jumping off the top. He says he was trying to fix things. He just made them worse. Sounds like a Jade, huh?
Does.
And Boyd asks Victor about the man in yellow. Is there anything else you can remember about him? But this whole scene is interesting because, like, as Victor moves, they both flinch. There's actually some good, like, reaction acting by Kenny and Boyd.
And as Boyd inches closer to where Victor is, like, there's one step that he takes, and I'm like, ooh, does he think he's going to fall through the roof? Because, like, his facial expression as he takes that step, I'm like, okay, like, I actually believe this. This is good acting.
Yeah.
Thank you, Harold.
But then listen what's happening. He's asking Victor for information. Here's a guy who's been here since he was a kid, for 40 years, just hanging out. And we're finally like, hey, we should ask him what his experiences have been. How about that, Cody? Boyd learns how the man in yellow came to town like everyone else. Victor says he came in a big brown car. Boyd says, was he alone when he came here? And Victor has a weird response. He's like, yes, no, I'm not sure. So it seems pretty clear, Cody, that the path to finding out who Sophia is lies in Victor remembering the circumstances of the man in yellow's arrival before. I have a feeling that the man in yellow comes the same-ish way. Like, he has to come like he's hitchhiking. He gets in with someone. They have an accident or something where he incapacitates the other person he's coming in with. And so I have a feeling that once they find this brown car, it might jog Victor's memory. And they might find out, like, oh, he came to town the exact same way Sophia did. Boyd asks Victor to take him to that car. And Victor's waffling. And before he can answer, guess what? Oh, hey, it's Donna. Oh, we're just about to get to some important information. Here's Donna.
Which seems to be the story of my life with this show.
Before this episode was over, I was going to have some severe Donna annoyances, okay? But Donna shows up right when they were getting somewhere with Victor, and she and Ellis and Tabitha and Patty and Ethan have returned from the settlement, and Donna tells Boyd she has something to show him in the shed. He takes him out to the shed, and he reacts like, what the heck, Donna? Who is that? She answers.
That's what I asked too.
She answers in the best way ever. Well, it was Roger. Yeah, it was.
But yeah, like the audience and Boyd are like, who's this guy?
Why is he wearing a red suit from Star Trek? Oh, man. Don explains how they were attacked by giant Raggedy Ann dolls that came out of the lake. But hey, good news, though. Tabs remembered that the weird little totem things can kill them. After they killed Roger.
So they show Roger's body.
Uh-huh. Yeah, are you going to talk about the weird...
That almost was my what the from.
That would have been worthy of what the from, because that is a serious, unsolved, untalked about really thing. They're all kind of grossed out by it, but like... They've done him up so you assume this is the monsters from the woods that have sewed up his mouth and they like a doll.
Put buttons on his eyes.
Do they think he's a doll?
Is he going to come alive at night and be a zombie doll?
And is it the same thing they did to what's his name? Who's still got the stitching on his face?
Oh yeah.
That looks very big and exaggerated like that. Did they think he was dead? I don't know. That's very strange, and that's an unanswered question that they still have to address, I think.
It's a new wrinkle.
But yeah, so Boyd's face says everything in this conversation because he's being told, hey, there's a new category of monster. And Donna ends it perfectly by saying, who needs a drink? I need a drink.
Stay away from the drinks.
We go to Fatima. Ellis goes to check on Fatima, and the golem is complete. This thing looks so weird. Cody, why did she make it look like an impressionist painting? Why does it look like Edward Munch's The Scream?
You're an artist. Like, why?
I mean, we couldn't give him a strong jawline.
Could have given him any distinguishable features. Like, it looks like a Lego version of Maui. I was perplexed.
Fatima spends a lot of the scene trying to tell Ellis, who's having a hard time, which why wouldn't you, that she's not crazy.
I'm with you, sister.
And Ellis is trying so hard to be the good boyfriend and be understanding. And Fatima just kind of takes him through this story again. We've heard some version of it, that she was a scared and powerless kid. And she grew up on her dad's stories of all these kind of myths and legends. And they felt empowering to her. And she says, I just need to believe in magical things. And this still strikes me again. It's sort of like a Nightmare on Elm Street Dream Warrior scenario, which gets me a little excited because I'm like, are we going to get like in the season finale, are we going to get a kaiju fighting for Fromville?
Yeah.
Because that'd be kind of cool.
Now, I did see, and I can't tell if this person was serious or not, but Fromspiracy online of her golem has the same smirk as Jim. And that is Jim going to come back through the golem? And I'm like, that would be weird. She doesn't care about Jim.
Jim's spirit's just going to be the golem. And everyone will just call him Jim.
Yeah.
What's up, Jim? Like a 7'5" tall, brown mud monster. Victor is drawing on his own, and Ethan goes to see him. And this is how Victor remembers bad stuff. This is kind of how we get this little piece of information. This is how I remember bad things, by drawing. And they have this little kind of childish back and forth about not sharing information with each other.
Yep.
Which I thought was funny. It was amusing, but also important to show Victor's character, that Victor is very much a child.
I was going to say he's emotionally stuck.
Yes.
Like mentally stuck at the age of probably when he first got to Fromville, or however old he was when his mom died in Fromville, and that we haven't progressed much past that.
Yeah. Finally, they just decide to draw together, and Ethan shares anyways. He said the lake had monsters in it, giant doll monsters. And Victor, interestingly, seems surprised. Victor seems surprised, and then he starts talking about his mom, about how his mom was never scared or didn't let on that she was scared. She always smiled. And then he says something very interesting. He says that his mom was stronger than his dad mentally, because he's saying he shouldn't have told his dad. And which is a great segue, because then we go to Sophia walking by the sheriff's station, and she notices Henry staring at the yellow suit in the sheriff's station. And so Sophia walks in, and by this point we're like, oh, okay, the person in yellow is clearly targeting Henry. Wonderful.
I'm like, oh, Henry, you need to get out.
I know, man, but he's vulnerable. He's at least drunk adjacent at this point.
Yep.
And she follows him to the old bar where they kind of start drinking together, which is a little weird at first because Sophia appears to be like, 17.
I was going to say, I think that she said that she was like 16.
Yeah.
At some point, or I have just that impression of her.
Well, and the person in yellow is obviously very savvy, because he says, like, how old are you? And she says, old enough to have lost my dad and to be grieving. And he's like, touche, and pours her a drink.
And it was at that moment, I'm like, you don't find this odd? She's a PK.
That's pastor's kid to the uninitiated.
Yes, and she was all about praying and all about her dad.
Literally one episode ago, she's still spouting scripture.
Her dad wore a collar, and so, like, he's high church.
She's in, like, a shin-length dress from the 60s.
Yes.
Like, yeah, she ain't drinking alcohol, bro.
No. This was, like, red flag. And I'm like, you're too lost in the sauce, Henry, to see it.
I'm with you. But they start to bond, and you understand as the viewer, this is a slow, deliberate setup. And after they finish off the bottle, Sophia goes to find another where she, quote unquote, accidentally hurts herself, cuts herself on some glass. And as Henry is looking for something to help, Sophia squeezes her blood into Henry's drink, in which Henry does take a big swig of later on, says, "Oof, that one had some kick."
That's not a good sign.
We could speculate. I don't know, Cody. Is the person in yellow recruiting for her army in the Fromville Civil War? Is that what's about to happen here?
I wonder if her blood in him will act kind of like a parasite, put him more on edge, or make him continue to go down this path of just constantly being drunk, which will then lead to constant fights, and he will continue to help tear themselves apart.
Yeah, she seems to implant an idea with him right at the end of that scene where she says, "Don't you think that this could all be a dream?" Where, like, what would you tell someone who is a little off mentally because of what they were doing currently to try and make them feel like the stakes aren't real and this isn't a thing, in which would place them directly opposed to what is going on the other side of the camp of Fromville. Back at Colony House, Tabs is telling Boyd where the dolls come from, and Kenny remembers being told how their nightmares become these terrible things. So they start, Cody, we're sharing information. We're putting things together. We're figuring things out. 3.5 seasons in, we're finally doing some things. We're actually making progress when, oh, look, Donna's having a heart attack out of nowhere. She's just like, it falls over.
Yep. So with these shows that you're following groups of people just living their lives and under stressful situations, I'm like, why don't they ever have medical emergencies like a heart attack? Yeah. Well, they give you one, and it's at the worst time ever.
It makes one believe that it's not a real emergency.
I do have questions.
Boyd does chest compressions. Kenny goes to get Christy and Marielle. The whole town kind of goes into crisis mode. Christy and Marielle get there. They're working on her. And for a real moment, a long moment, the show is kind of asking us to believe that this is real and it's about to take Donna off the board. There's no pulse, no signs of life.
It took minutes for them doing their stuff, and it took a while for those two to get over.
Yeah, and they used the paddle things that Noah Wiley uses on the pit. Yep. That doesn't work. And we're like, oh, Christy's about to call time of death. This is over. When Boyd says, "You don't die until I say you die. Open up your eyes." And Donna moves and her eyes open slightly, but quickly goes unconscious. But she's alive, Cody.
Oh, I was so mad at this moment. I was okay with her passing.
Something about Donna ain't right, Cody, but something, I don't know what's happening with Boyd. We're getting obvious signs this episode that Boyd has some sort of control in his negativity and his positivity. But the whole Colony House crew kind of gathers outside Donna's room as she has now been moved into the bed, but she's unconscious, but her heart is beating. Boyd is wrecked. Christy tells Boyd that she's unsure if she's going to wake up again. And the show really kind of takes its time in this spot here because the possibility of losing Donna makes everyone sort of react. And we actually get this kind of like sweet moment, even though it feels really out of place. I was glad they did it because Ethan begs to come in and talk to Donna. And at first I was like rolling my eyes. I'm like, oh, come on. Do we really need to do this? Donna's not going to die. But Ethan, played by the actor Simon Webster, this was like a really gutting scene. It was really good. Simon Webster has been, I think, a secret MVP of this show, maybe in this season. He's just kind of under the radar, pretty good for a child actor. But the kid delivering like a grown-up emotional moment while all the adults are still not quite doing grown-up things made me a little misty, Cody.
Where I took something completely different.
Okay. What did you get out of this? Because I was getting emotional.
So as they were calling him in, like you get a view of who all's outside the room. Mm-hmm. And they have Patty on the floor.
Poor Patty.
Her face is burned off.
Yeah.
And like everyone else gets a chair, but we put her on the floor.
The context of that is Chrissy and Mario were working on Patty's face when they get this news. So they just rush off to go help Donna, and they're just dragging poor Patty along. They can't leave her in a hospital bed or something. Give her a little morphine or I don't know.
Yeah, I'm like, this poor lady. Donna's sabotaging Patty's life.
Meanwhile, in this whole bit, there's this weird Sarah and Julie subplot in this episode. Julie stops by to apologize to Sarah about judging her, I guess.
Well, I assume it's because Julie has a bad haircut and she realizes that
nobody's friends with me.
I need to start making amends.
Sarah is painting Sophia's room, I guess. She says, Nathan always said a fresh coat of paint will take away all your woes. Cody, no one ever said that.
Nathan did.
No, that's not a thing. No one said that. So anyways, Julie helps her paint. And I'm not sure what we're doing here with this scene, but this episode was slightly shorter than the average episode. So I'm just going to say it was weird filler.
I think it'll be relevant because
there was one thing. Go ahead.
Her painting Sophia's room is a sign of trying to connect, trying to do something for her. But also it creates a moment for Julie and Sarah to have conversations, and it allows Julie to spill like, I thought I could story walk, but I don't think I can.
Yeah. I think she's going to find out that she can do something though, because there's this weird little give and take there where she's talking about candy.
Yep.
Like they're talking about candy. And then Julie sort of wistfully starts talking about how she used to go to this donut shop with her dad. It seems unimportant, but they spend a lot of time and they get like real close to her. So you can see the emotion in it. And I just can't help but think that that's going to pay off at some point.
Also, Sarah forgetting what donuts are. Who are you?
Yeah, I don't know. There's nothing that can make me forget. But I'm just saying, if a donut shop just pops up out of nowhere, then we'll kind of know definitively that, no, thinking positively about something can manifest here, and Julie did it. So we'll see what happens. Boyd sits next to an unconscious Donna and tells her to cut the stuff. Yeah. Open her eyes, which this scene caught me off guard when he goes in there and says that. I thought, are they in cahoots? Also, I said cahoots. But then he gets sad and you're like, oh, okay. He was just like being awkward. And he says to her how much he needs her to keep going, that he needs her there. And then we hear the voice of Father Kotri, or the memory of Kotri, or Boyd's consciousness, whatever this is when he sees Father Kotri.
Or a demon.
The show hasn't really told us, but he says, what are you going to do when she doesn't wake up? And Boyd and Kotri start kind of going back and forth. There's a bunch of weird reminiscing about when they first got there, which is, again, I think the show trying to make us think that Donna might die, because they're talking a lot of reminiscing about Donna. But Boyd comes back to me. He says, I don't know what the answer is. What happens if she doesn't wake up? And Kotri presses him on accepting Jade's idea when Donna wakes up.
Oh.
Like he's convincing him to like go through with the plan. And then Donna's like, hello, I'm here. Bet you thought you were going to do something. Nope, I'm up. I'm awake. Why does Donna keep interrupting forward motion, Cody?
So I feel like she has done this throughout the whole show.
Yeah.
It just is like...
Is it becoming more obvious?
It's now like all the time.
Yeah, she regains consciousness. She calls out for Boyd. She's alive. It's unclear how stable she is or what's been damaged. But all of this, I think, leads us to Fromspiracy!
My Fromspiracy.
We've been hinting at it. Go ahead, Cody.
So if we go the optimist route,
then it's all coincidence.
It's all coincidence, and maybe the power of belief, especially strong will and conviction, can change things. Like if you have faith, you can move a mountain, and Boyd moved that mountain to save Donna twice.
Yeah, he did.
But I'm a pessimistic guy when it comes to Fromville. I think Donna is in cahoots with the bad people.
He said it again. Cahoots.
Yes. That Anytime the Fromvillians are making progress, Donna is there to derail it.
Yeah, what is going on, man? It was so obvious this episode.
Like last episode, Tabitha is starting to think about things. I'm going to start talking to Tabitha.
Yeah, hey, I think we should lift these things up out of this lake. No, Donna! No!
So, yes, I think Donna may be connected to the man in yellow, maybe connected to the things that are in the tunnels. Something.
Yeah.
Might be an adult version of Chucky, the doll. I don't know.
She kind of dresses like Chucky. Boyd kind of has to leave. He seems emotionally overwhelmed, and he gets out of there, and then Kotri appears to him again. And Kotri is continuing to push Boyd towards action. He says, you have to take some things on faith.
Yeah.
And Boyd fires back, not with something like this. And you're like, oh, what does that mean? Well, you're about to find out what it means, because Boyd grabs a sledgehammer and he sets out to see if Jade was right. So what Boyd is saying is, nope, we need some sort of proof that this vision was real. So he goes to the shed, he grabs a sledgehammer, he heads back to the basement. Boyd starts swinging and cursing and huffing and puffing and grumbling, and he's hitting the exact spot Jade described, showed him after his vision, and the sound carries upstairs. Jade hears it. He comes running down to the basement, and just as Jade arrives, Boyd's last swing breaks through. The wall opens up, and behind the wall is exactly what Jade said was there, a hidden door. The vision, the mushroom vision was real, Cody. The tunnels are real. Someone walled this door up for reasons unknown. Jade, in a sense of relief, says to Boyd it was real. And Boyd says, we're going to need a plan. Credits!
Where was Acosta?
He's down there wailing away on this wall. Costa's like somewhere in like the bathroom with the Viewmaster. Yeah. She didn't want anyone to see that she was playing with it because she just dished it earlier in the episode. But yeah, this was one of the cooler endings to an episode in a while, because now I feel like, oh, we're on a mission now, and we got season 1 Boyd back,
and we're getting the band
back together.
Elgin was in this episode.
He was. I didn't bring up that scene because it's like a nothing burger of a scene.
It's weird that it was included.
Yeah. But there's this weird scene when, what's the other guy's name? Did we remember that? Yeah, it's Randall.
Oh, Randy.
So
Randu.
Randall goes to help the lady from the cafe to help cook for Colony House since Donna's out of commission. And Randall's being nice. And then he's like, the niceness kind of spills over because Elgin's like kind of hanging out of the room. And what's her name from the cafe tells her, hey, come in here and help us cut veggies.
I wasn't asking.
And Elgin comes in and Randall says, well, aren't we a handsome pair? Like, just kind of making fun of the way they look. And Elgin gets a little smile. He's being included by someone. He feels like he's got like, some people again. And so he gives this little smile. And it is an interesting scene, Cody. And you do figure, well, are they including this for a reason? Or is it just to make us feel good about a couple of guys who have been kind of ostracized from the group at large?
And maybe we're starting to ramp back up the Elgin storyline.
Maybe. Yeah. It makes you wonder if everyone's going to be feeling okay about Elgin again. And then he's going to start seeing the stupid kimono lady.
I feel Roger took up too much time that could have been Elgin time.
All right, Cody, it's time for Rip. Rest in peace. Hit my organ music. We don't have any organ music. Cody, we're gathered here today to mourn not a person so much, but a concept. The concept of Donna as a force for good in Fromville, Cody. We've been watching her for 3.5 seasons, and something is off. She voted to pull the haunted dolls out of the lake. She steamrolled Tabitha into not going through with her bottle tree plan, then conveniently appointed herself the bottle tree decision maker. She's like, if anyone's going to be doing it, I'm going to be doing it. She shows up conveniently when people are sharing info. She just happens to have a heart attack when people are starting to rally around the reincarnation theory. Cody?
She's not keeping track of Ethan.
Donna's not Donna. But Donna's not what she's pretending to be. Either way, this version of Donna, the one we trusted, is dead. May she rest in peace. We hardly knew her, and apparently we still don't. What is going on with Donna?
What if it's Victor's sister?
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Because they're supposed to, we don't hear about the sister.
And Donna's been there a long time. She's pre-Boyd, right?
Yes.
Yeah. Who's your winner of this episode?
The winner of this episode was almost Elgin because nothing has happened bad to Elgin.
Team Elgin.
But I decide to go with Jade.
Jade, yeah. Because he gets validated.
He gets his complaints out, and then by the end of the episode, he gets validated, and they are now moving forward with an idea for a plan.
Yeah. My winner of the week is Boyd. The man started the episode yelling at Jade in the kitchen and ended up swinging a sledgehammer in the basement to prove Jade right. Cody, that's a journey in one episode. And for better or worse, Boyd has finally been spurred on to resolute action. No more counting bullets, all sad like. No more sitting on the porch having existential crises. The man has a wall to break and a door to go through and a team to assemble. And Cody, we're full speed ahead for a Fromville Mission Impossible. No Tom Cruise walking through that door, by the way. Oh, no, because you don't need him. You got Boyd Fish and Loaves Stevens, baby. Yeah. He's back. Boyd's back. Loser of the episode.
It was tough. There was another clear, obvious choice, but I went with Patty.
Oh, poor Patty. I felt so bad for Patty.
Just learned her name, and then she gets her face burnt off, and then we don't really get to treat her face because Donna's having a heart attack, and then we force her to sit on the floor while half the other people are in chairs, including Tabitha, who's just fine and dandy. But no, Patty, with her burns, has to sit on the ground.
Patty is well on her way to becoming the Two-Face of Fromville.
Pretty much.
Yep. My loser of the week for the second week in a row is Henry. 2 weeks in a row. Cody, last week, this man learned his wife was eaten by the man in yellow. He serenaded Colony House with little John Denver while he was falling apart. This week, he wakes up probably hungover, emotionally raw, and literally the person in yellow in a teenage girl suit moves in for the kill on him. She gets him alone. She earns his trust. She tricks him into drinking her blood. And then I think she whispers this idea into his ear right at the end that I think is going to be kind of important, that Fromville might be a dream, that none of this is really happening. And I think the person in yellow is setting up dissent within the group. He likes to see the group eat each other, beat each other up. And I just don't know why it's got to be my guy Henry, because Robert Joy, the actor, has been out here delivering Emmy tier grief all season, and the show is rewarding him by handing his character over to the devil.
I am still pondering if maybe his character was an alcoholic while Victor was a kid.
Yeah, for sure.
And that we're now re-traumatizing not only Henry, but now Victor. Mm-hmm. And maybe Victor will have flashbacks of why mom was with the two kids.
Yeah. Final ruling, Cody, how many fake heart attacks out of 10 are you giving this episode?
It was a solid 9.
9 for you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it would back down for a 7 for me. There was a little too much filler in here, I think. Like there was a couple weird scenes and I'm just like, what are we doing here? But there was some solid forward movement.
So I felt there was enough forward movement and enough like weird threads. Like, why does Raj look like a doll now? Like, I'm going to need answers.
Yeah. I think even though it takes a step back for me, I do think the rest of the season is going to be bangers, because I think this is a setup episode for all the stuff that's about to happen.
But if I had $1 for every time I heard this is a setup episode, I'd be rich.
Don't bring me down. How many fake heart attacks out of 10 would you have given this episode? Donna gave one. I'm just saying.
Heyo.
Let us know what you thought of the episode. Make sure and subscribe to Pop Culture Pastor so you don't miss any of our watch alongs, and follow us all on our social media as well. Thank you so much for listening, and we'll see you next week.